Hey, what is up everybody? Blaze here, and today for you guys another video of Black Clover Mobile. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about the Kaito and Kahano banner that should be releasing in about 7 days, seeing that, of course, William's almost gone here, and it should align up with at least our story right now. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. While doing the video, of course, and while I'm actually talking here, I'm going to be doing some PvP, so every now and again we may swap the Pride win, or either you might see a little bit of PvP while I'm actually talking, and different things like that. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, going over the Kahano and Kaito banner here, this was actually ended up dropping right before we got to the full Seabed Temple arc here, in which the characters themselves are absolutely amazing. Kaito being an absolute crazy technique support, and then Kahano being a pretty decent technique healer as well, who actually brings a lot to the table. Both of which are absolutely amazing for PvE and PvP, so they do get the job done fairly nicely. Now, these two characters were going to be releasing, or at least were expected to release a little bit earlier before the William banner did drop, but instead, they actually most likely are going to be releasing 7 days before, or at least afterwards, in which we're going to go ahead and get into their kits here. So if I go ahead and change the screen on over for you guys here, we're going to look at Pride Win just a little bit while I'm actually doing some other things here, in which these two characters are ranked quite highly on the tier list here, and for very good reason. As I did say, Kaito here is probably one of the highest attacking single target DPS out here, and he brings a lot to the table, having increased damage here for 15%, in which that's upon having a buff here. He also has some nice increased crit rate for each buff that he has on himself as well, affecting a lot of play runs here, including some more things that he will end up bringing to the table itself. His character is one of the few characters that is actually kind of cracked, but kind of got outshined due to at least the next meta that was coming afterwards, which was Noel. Now, don't take that as a point of like, oh, this character isn't going to be good and stuff like that. He actually shines very, very brightly actually inside of the whole fight itself, or at least sorry, not the fight, the game itself, and is crazy good. The only issue when it comes down to him is just he didn't feel like he had that placement inside of a lot of the meta. Now, of course, his passive gives him 5% increased damage to himself, while his unique passive gives him something called Exciting Dance here, which is a buff to himself, which increases his endurance by 5%, increased block by 5%, and then if it gains enough stacks, he gets an idle debut buff for 2 turns. What this does, it increases his endurance by 30% and block by 30%, and his increased damage is overall 50. So he's very cracked. He's a very, very good character, and most likely is probably one of the most worth characters, to be honest, when he does drop. And I do think he's going to be absolutely amazing to cover. Now, his other person, or at least Kahano, inside of the banners that are going to most likely be dropping, that we will see, is pretty dang good as well, which I need to go back so I can actually look at here. She's actually amazing as well. She's probably one of the best healers besides the new Charmy that I think was for season 3, that actually gets a lot more things done than we may think. And it's kind of good to see something like that, to at least see that we have options with Kahano and things like that. She brings herself a lot of continuous HP recovery, barriers to all allies, increased defense, HP recovery even. She can even have some increased attack with her special as well, and reduces damage taken. So her passive is pretty much the same one as like Green Mimosa, as we do know, seeing that she can reduce the amount of damage taken if she is duped up and stuff like that. So that's kind of nice to see that they decided to continue doing something like that for this character. But once again, as I stated with these two characters, is they didn't really have their spot in the meta or a lot of placements to go, because a lot of us already had things built for JP, but currently they are very, very helpful in other little events such as like the new raids and stuff like that. They are fairly helpful for those type of deals, which is always nice to see. So these characters themselves are going to be fairly interesting to see. They do, I would say, if I'm right about this, because I don't think they're going to be doing another step up or anything like that, such as like how we have William. They should be coming out next week, which is going to be kind of crazy. I know some people are going to be pulling. I know some people probably won't be pulling. And I overall would say I might do at least a summon or two or something, because I won't lie, the characters themselves are actually really, really good. They just need a little bit of extra oomph to push them a little bit further. Now, for those of you who want to pull for these characters, don't let anyone tell you otherwise not to, because they are very, very good. Including the actual skill pages are pretty dang decent as well. They do need some type of work to at least fit in some place of the meta. But for example, Dancing Determination, which is Kaito's card itself, has a 40 through 60% chance to obtain 20 through 40% increased crit damage buff, which is actually kind of crazy. And it makes things a lot better for this character. As for Kahano per se, she has her card as well, which is pretty dang good as well, but it's more affecting the support side of things instead of being more like, of course, Kaito's where it's more DPS. Hers is fairly for support. So if I can go ahead and pull that up for you guys to at least help you guys out with this, that'd be great, but I can't see. There we go. In which, oh, I didn't even find the next fight for you guys. My bad. Let me go ahead and find another fight for you guys so you guys don't actually have to listen to me ramble on for quite some time here. We're going to the next fight here. If we go ahead and look at the Song of Healing, for example, it has a 35% chance of restoring 10% through 20% of all allies' maximum HP upon being hit by a crit. Although this is helpful, that means you do have to keep Kahano kind of stacked to make sure Kahano and her actual people who are with her won't die to crits, which is the hardest thing to do afterwards. So that's kind of the issue with her card here. There probably are at least a little bit things that can help out a little bit better, but it's kind of the issue with her card itself. But overall, both characters are absolutely amazing. So as we're finishing off at least this whole thing here, with at least the characters and everything that I'm currently doing, we're gonna finish this PvP fight off here. And I gotta say, let me know down below, are you guys gonna still summon for these guys, or are you just gonna wait? Are you excited for the banner to finally happen? Hopefully we might get some new events or something, but I don't know. I just need to, I'm kind of thinking about it. I might end up summoning just a little bit, and though I am kind of excited for how things are going, it is kind of weird to see like them out now, especially when it's going to be a little bit into the last 30 days, meaning after them, we're going to get most likely another rerun banner and then immediately season 2. So let me know how you guys feel about that. But without further ado, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button with your forehead and consider subscribing if you are new. But till next time, peace out.